Once upon a time there was a great war, and when the war was over, many soldiers were given their discharge. Now Brother Mary also got his discharge and nothing else but a small loaf of commissary bread and 4 groschen in money, with that he left. But Saint Peter had positioned himself as a poor beggar on the way, and when Brother Mary came along, he asked him for alms. He replied, "Dear beggar man, what should I give you? I was a soldier and received my discharge, and have nothing else but the small commissary bread and 4 groschen in money. If that's all there is, I have to beg, just like you. But I'll give you something." Then he divided the loaf into 4 parts, and gave one of them to the apostle and 1 groschen as well. Saint Peter thanked him and went on his way, and set himself as a beggar on the way again, and when he reached him, he asked for a gift just as before. Brother Mary spoke as before and gave him another quarter of the bread and 1 groschen. Saint Peter thanked him and went on, but he set himself up as a beggar on the way for the 3rd time, and spoke to Brother Mary. Brother Mary also gave him the 3rd quarter of bread and the 3rd groschen. Saint Peter thanked him and Brother Mary went on and had no more than 1 quarter of bread and 1 groschen. He went to an inn, ate the bread, and had beer for the groschen. When he was finished, he moved on, and Saint Peter went towards him in the form of a discharged soldier and spoke to him, "Good day, comrade. Can you give me a piece of bread and a groschen for a drink?" "Where am I supposed to get it from?" replied Brother Mary. "I was given my discharge and nothing else but a loaf of commissary bread and 4 groschen in money. 3 beggars met me on the highway. I gave each of them a quarter of my bread and 1 groschen. I ate the last quarter in the inn and drank with the last groschen. Now I'm empty, and if you have nothing more, then we can beg together." "No," replied Saint Peter, "that won't be necessary. I understand a little bit about medicine, and I'll earn enough with that." "Yes," said Brother Mary, "I don't understand anything about that, so I have to beg alone." "Well, come along," said Saint Peter. "If I earn something, you should have half of it." "That's fine with me," said Brother Mary. So they went on together. Now they came to a farmer's house and heard a great lament and cry inside. So they went in and saw that the man was lying there sick unto death and was near death, and the woman was crying and lamenting loudly. "Stop your crying and lamenting," said the holy Peter. "I will heal the man," took a salve out of his pocket and immediately healed the sick man so that he could get up and was completely healthy. The man and woman spoke in great joy, "How can we repay you? What should we give you?" The holy Peter wanted nothing, and the more the farmers begged him, the more he refused. But the merry brother nudged the holy Peter and said, "Take something, we need it." Finally, the farmer's wife brought a lamb and said to the holy Peter that he must accept it, but he did not want to. Then the merry brother nudged him in the side and said, "Take it, dumb devil, we need it." Finally, the holy Peter said, "Yes, I will take the lamb, but I will not carry it. If you want to, you must carry it." "That won't be necessary," said the merry brother, "I'll carry it," and took it on his shoulder. Now they went forth and came into a forest. The lamb had become heavy for the merry brother, but he was hungry, so he said to the holy Peter, "Look, there is a nice place where we could cook and eat the lamb." "That's fine with me," replied the holy Peter, "but I don't know how to cook. If you want to cook, you have a pot. I'll walk up and down until it is done. But you must not begin to eat until I return. I will come back at the right time." "Go ahead," said the merry brother, "I know how to cook, I'll do it." So the holy Peter went and the merry brother slaughtered the lamb, made a fire, threw the meat into the pot and cooked it. The lamb was done, but the apostle was still not back, so the merry brother took it out of the pot, cut it up and found the heart. "This should be the best part," he said, and tried it, but finally he ate it all up.
Finally, the holy Peter came back and said, "You can eat the whole lamb yourself. I only want the heart of it, give it to me." Then the merry brother took knife and fork, acted as if he were searching the lamb meat vigorously, but could not find the heart. Finally he said simply, "There is none there." "Well, where should it be?" said the apostle. "I don't know," replied the merry brother, "but look, what fools we both are, searching for the heart of the lamb, and it doesn't occur to either of us that a lamb doesn't have a heart." "Oh," said the holy Peter, "that's something new. Every animal has a heart. Why shouldn't a lamb have a heart?" "No, surely, brother, a lamb has no heart. Just think about it, it will come to mind, it doesn't have one in earnest." "Well, it's all right," said Saint Peter. "If there's no heart, I don't need anything from the lamb, you can eat it alone." "What I can't eat, I'll take in my backpack," said Brother Jolly, ate half the lamb and put the rest in his backpack.
They went on, and Saint Peter made a big water flow across the path, and they had to go through it. Saint Peter said, "Go ahead." "No," replied Brother Jolly, "you go first," and thought, "If the water is too deep for him, I'll stay back." So Saint Peter stepped through, and the water only went up to his knee. Now Brother Jolly wanted to go through too, but the water got bigger and rose to his neck. He called out, "Brother, help me." Saint Peter said, "Do you want to confess that you ate the heart of the lamb?" "No," he replied, "I did not eat it." The water became even bigger and rose to his mouth. "Help me, brother," cried the soldier. Saint Peter spoke once more, "Do you want to confess that you ate the heart of the lamb?" "No," he replied, "I did not eat it." Saint Peter didn't want him to drown, so he let the water fall and helped him across. Now they went on and came to a kingdom where they heard that the princess was fatally ill. "Whoopee, brother," said the soldier to Saint Peter, "there's a catch for us. If we make her healthy, we'll be helped for eternity." But Saint Peter wasn't fast enough for him. "Well, lift your legs up, dear brother," he said to him, "so we can get there in time." But Saint Peter always went slower, no matter how much Brother Jolly pushed and urged him, until they finally heard that the princess had died. "There you have it," said Brother merrily, "that comes from your sleepy walk." "Just be quiet," replied Saint Peter. "I can heal the sick, and I can also bring the dead back to life." "Well, if that's the case," said Brother merrily, "then I'll let it go, but you should at least earn us half the kingdom with it." So they went to the royal palace, where everyone was in great mourning. Saint Peter told the king that he wanted to bring the daughter back to life. He was taken to her and then said, "Bring me a pot of water," and when it was brought, he ordered everyone to leave and only Brother Merrily was allowed to stay. He then cut off all the limbs of the dead girl and threw them into the water, made a fire under the pot and let it boil. And when all the flesh had fallen off the bones, he took out the beautiful white bones and put them on a table, and arranged them in their natural order. When that was done, he stepped in front of it and spoke 3 times, "In the name of the Holy Trinity, dead, rise." And at the 3rd time, the princess rose, alive, healthy and beautiful. Now the king was overjoyed, and said to Saint Peter, "Ask for your reward, and if it's half my kingdom, I will give it to you." Saint Peter replied, "I demand nothing." "Oh, you silly fool," thought Brother merrily to himself, nudged his comrade and said, "Don't be so stupid, if you want nothing, I want something."
But Saint Peter wanted nothing, but because the king saw that the other one wanted something, he had his bag filled with gold by the treasurer.
They continued on their journey, and as they entered a forest, the holy Peter spoke to Brother Mary, "Now let's divide the gold." "Yes," he replied, "let's do that." So the holy Peter divided the gold, dividing it into 3 parts. Brother Mary thought, "What a foolish idea he has. He makes 3 parts, and 2 are ours." But the holy Peter spoke, "Now I have divided it exactly. 1 part for me, 1 part